start our class with a prayer. May I ask Annie B to lead the prayer? Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you today to learn and explore the world of science. I'm Teacher Gemma. Before we go on to our discussion, let us take some time to read our classroom rules. Rule number 1, listen and be quiet when someone is speaking. Rule number 2, always follow direction. Rule number 3, be respectful of classmates and teachers. In checking your attendance, when you are present, make a sounds just like your favorite animals. Kisi Di Juan, Anibes Suarez, Jason Amora, Jules Hamiro. Did I call everyone already? I'm glad to hear that.
Good day, pupils. My name is Teacher Leah. Let's have an activity first called the words hands. Use search and encircle the words related to ecosystem that you can find inside the puzzle box. I'll be giving you 3 minutes to complete the task. Thank you so much for your cooperation. You're doing a good job. Now, I'm going to show you an ecosystem model. What you are going to do is identify what interaction are taking place in the ecosystem model. Write it in your notebook and we'll read it after. Who wants to volunteer to read what interaction they have observed? Yes, Casey? Thank you, Casey. Keep up the good work. What can you say about our activity? The word inside the box can be used to make a statement. Yes, Annie V. Good thinking, Annie B. How about you, Dave? What can you say about our activity? Yes, very good. It is about the beneficial and harmful interaction among organisms. Our lesson for today is all about the beneficial and harmful interaction among organisms. Living things constantly interact with one another. The relation they have may cause either beneficial or harmful interaction in their environment called the ecosystem. Do you still remember what ecosystem is? Casey, how would you define ecosystem? Exactly right, Casey. So there are 2 types of interaction among living things. It is the beneficial and harmful interaction. So let us first discuss the beneficial interaction. Beneficial interaction, it is an interaction where both species benefit from the relationship and also an interaction where one species benefits but the other is neither affected nor harmed. There are 2 types of beneficial interaction, namely the mutualism and the commensalism. So take a look at this picture. What organism can you see? Very good. A butterfly and a flower. Butterfly obtain nectar from the flower. Who benefits from this interaction? Marie Quiz, what is your answer? Very good. The butterfly benefits from the flower by taking its nectar, which they make food. What will happen to the pollen of flowers that sticks to the legs of the butterfly? Let us hear Fred. Yes, very good. Some of the pollen from the first rub-offs pollinating the plants. Can anyone tell me who benefits from this interaction? Yes, very good. The flower benefits because it reproduces more seeds. Butterfly helps flower reproduce by spreading pollen from one flower to another. Butterfly depends on the flower for foods, and plants need help in pollination. Do they benefit from each other? Yes, Jamaica. You've got it right. So this interaction is called mutualism. Based from the data, how would you define mutualism? Can anyone define mutualism? Excellent, Dave. So mutualism is a type of interaction where both species benefits from the interaction. Another example of mutualism is the interaction between the animals and the plants. So plants provide oxygen needed by the animals, while animals provide carbon dioxide needed by the plants. This interaction is called mutualism because both plants and the animals benefit through the gas exchange. So let's proceed to this picture. What organism can you see? Let us ask Jules. What organism did you see? Very good, Jules. A tree and an orchids. The tree provides shelter to the orchids. The orchids is the benefited from this interaction. Is a tree benefited by the orchids? Why? Anyone can give me the answer. Yes, Daniela. Very good. Is the tree affected by the presence of the orchids? Antoinette, what is your answer? Exactly. The tree is neither benefited nor affected by their interaction because the tree can stand alone without the presence of the orchids. So how can you describe the relationship? Yes, Annie V. Very good. This interaction is called commensalism. So based from the data, anyone who could define commensalism? Yes, Daniela. Exactly. Good thinking, Daniela. Commensalism is the type of interaction where one organism benefits while the other is no harmed nor affected. So the relation of orchids and the tree, where only the orchids benefits but the tree doesn't harm with the presence of the orchids. Another example is the interaction between the birds and the tree. The tree provides birds a place to build their nest, while the tree is no harm by the presence of the bird's nest in its branch. So how would you describe this kind of relationship? Norman? You've got it right. Only the birds benefits from the interaction, while the tree neither benefits nor harm. What type of interaction are shown? Very good, pupils. It is a commensalism. Now, let's discuss the harmful interaction among living things in their environment. We have the predation, parasitism, and the commensalism. So, examine this picture. What organism do you see? Yes, it is the bird and worm. The bird is eating a worm, while the worm did not get something from the bird. So what organism is benefited in this interaction? Which organism is badly affected? Anyone who can tell me the answer? Yes, Dave. Perfect, Dave. The birds benefits while the worm is harmed. This interaction is called predation. So based from the data, how could you define predation? Let us hear Shaneth. Very good, Shaneth. It's a good thinking. Predation is the type of the interaction where one benefits while the other is harmed or badly affected. The one that usually benefits is called the predator, and the one that is harmed is called the prey. The predator here is the bird, taking prey, which is the worm. Remember, the size of predator and prey population are related to each other. If the number of prey is large, the number of predator increases. As predators feed upon the prey, the number of prey begins to decrease. The number of predators decreases since they have a smaller food supply. Here are some examples of predation. Snake eating fish, wolves hunting mouse, dolphins chasing and eating fish, and frogs snatching flying insects. Now, let's proceed to this picture. This is an aphid and a rose of plants. What do aphids do with the leaves of the rose? Kent, can you share your answer? Very good, Kent. Aphid is an insect that lives under the leaves of rose and eating its soft stem and new leaves. Sooner, the leaves of rose will be deformed. Which one is badly affected? And which one is benefits from this interaction? Janice, can you share your answer to us? That's right. The rose is badly affected or harmed while the aphids benefits from this interaction. Can anyone describe the type of interaction between the aphids and the rose plants? Excellent. This type of interaction is called parasitism. Can anyone define parasitism based on the data? Yes, Fablans. Very good. You figured that out fast. So parasitism is a kind of hunter-prey relationship. Here, the parasite depends on another organism for food, protection, and reproduction. The organism that usually benefit from this interaction is called the parasite. Could be internal or external parasite. The aphid is the parasite here, and the rose is the host of this interaction. Here are some examples of parasitism. A tapeworm living in the intestine of a pig, cow, or a human. Flies live on the near dogs, leeches sucking blood from human. Now, let's proceed from this picture. What animals are involved in this type of interaction? Let us hear Shanine. Very good. The lions and buffalo. Which is badly affected? Jules, what is your observation? Right. The buffalo, which is the prey, was badly affected. Is there an interaction among lions? Very good. There is an interaction among lions. They hunt together as a group. Anyone who can tell me the answer? Will the lions be affected by the interaction with each other? Why? Nice going. If the number of buffalo decreases, what will happen to the group of lions? Armand, what do you think? Exactly. Very good. This type of interaction among lions is harmful. This affects the success and survival of each other. Lions use the same limited resources and therefore compete for it. This type of interaction between the lions is called competition. So competition is the striving or dying between organisms for the things needed for survival. Here are some examples of competition. Let's have a quick review. Very good. I see that you learned from our discussion. Keep going, and I know you will succeed. I have here some exercises for you. You are going to identify if it is beneficial or harmful interaction depicted in each picture. So let's start now. Sensational! Keep up the good work. How was the activity? Are you having a good vibes? I knew you could do it. How will you describe your relationship with your classmates? Yes. Is it important to have a good relationship with your classmates? Why? Yes, Dave? Mm-hmm. Right. How about you, Annie B? That's right. Casey? Yes, you are all exactly right. Because classmate and teacher can support and help us in the way that we feel belong and love here in the classroom and school. Thank you and see you next time.
Did you listen very well to Teacher Leah discussion? Good job. Keep it up. I think you learned a lot from today's topic. I have prepared individual activity. You will be given 3 minutes to answer the question. Read the direction very carefully. Time is up. Great job everyone. You've got a high score. Before we end up our class, I will leave you an assignment.